The KXAN News Podcast is sponsored by Shelf Genie. In-depth, investigative. This is KXAN News Today.
Hey everyone, you're going to see more DPS troopers patrolling the streets of Austin. They are here to help Austin police during a major staffing crisis. Good morning and welcome to KXAN News Today. I'm Sally Hernandez.
And I'm Tom Miller. At the start of the year, APD had about 250 positions to fill. Today, troopers are going to patrol the streets. This starts today, focusing on violent crime and traffic deaths. It's one of the latest changes for APD as it works to fill its openings. It changed how you report non-emergency crimes, asking people to call 311 instead of 911. This was to free up officers to respond to emergencies. APD's 911 call center dealing with shortages as well. About 70 openings at the start of the year. People calling an emergency complain that they've been on hold for way longer.
Troopers in the capital city, nothing new. You've probably seen them around. DPS is headquartered in Austin, but this time it's different, with Colonel Steve McCraw saying DPS will assign a task force with crime suppression teams specifically for APD, including both troopers and special sergeants that are going to be on hand to help Austin police.
Some people don't get it. In our profession, it's the absence of crime and disorder that defines success. You know, you're not happy with it, the mayor's not happy with it, and nobody's happy with it when there's crime.
And we can tell you that Colonel McCraw was also saying during that press conference that he was in talks with the mayor about this. City leaders say there is no additional cost to the taxpayer. There is no set time for how long this initiative is going to last or when it might end.
First warning weather with meteorologist Kristen Curry.
Hey, good morning. You made it to Thursday. We are looking forward to the weekend, y'all. And I'll tell you what, clouds and radar not showing anything too impressive yet. However, I bumped our rain chance up to 30% today. It's not going to be heavy rain, nothing in the way of substantial storms, but could we see a couple little drizzle showers, light rain showers? Yes and yes. Now, it is going to be a humid and warmer start to the day. I think for sure you'll notice that. The clouds very visible on our Indeed domain camera up there in North Austin. But the temperatures have already responded. Upper 50s, low 60s. As we're starting the day, these temperatures right now anywhere from 2 to 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday. It is going to be a noticeably warmer day, considering our highs are likely going to get all the way up to about 80 degrees. Now we're above average after spending the last couple of days below normal for the time of year. So it's a 30% chance of drizzle. Got a high of 80 in Austin. Winds to a talker. Winds out of the south-southeast getting stronger today at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. What am I talking about in my first morning forecast? I'm talking about potential rainfall totals. I wouldn't get too excited, but at least it's an opportunity for some much needed rain. Also, record warmth. This starts tomorrow. Model data coming in this morning showing a much warmer Friday ahead, and we're going to continue to see those almost hot temperatures for spring next week. And then the pick of the weekend, one day looking much better than the other. I'll show you that weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, Kristen, thank you. 8 people who worked at the Mexican detention center where 39 migrants died in a fire are being investigated. It happened across the border from El Paso. Mexican authorities say they're looking into possible misconduct.
This investigation is centered on the fact the guards appear to make no effort to release the men during the fire. Almost all the victims are from Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela, and El Salvador. No one facing charges at this point, but investigators say they are seeking arrest warrants, including for whoever helped start that fire. Meantime, a driver accused of hitting and killing a 20-year-old college student in Northwest Austin is now back in jail. Travis County prosecutors filed a motion to revoke the bond for Scott Taylor. This is because they say he wouldn't comply with mandatory drug testing.
KXAN has learned he does have a history of DWI arrests before that deadly crash. The victim's mother says she can finally sleep at night knowing that he is going to be back behind bars. And according to an arrest affidavit, police arrested Taylor in August of 2021 for intoxication manslaughter. They say he sped into oncoming traffic, killing 20-year-old Colton Roberts. The victim's family says Taylor should have never been back behind the wheel.
It's been many nights of worry and fear, not just dealing with the loss of my amazing son, but being worried about our community.
Taylor will remain behind bars at least until his next hearing on April 24th. His attorney says he'll speak more about the case then. And because of staffing shortages at APD, in August of 2021, the police department added traffic enforcement for all of its officers. Then in October, the department trimmed its no refusal initiative to 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday. Another busy week, bringing people from all over the country right here to Austin. The Texas Relays continues today.
Also, CMTs. We have the Urban Cultural Fest Saturday. CMTs are on Sunday, so a lot going on. We're also seeing those block parties ahead of Sunday's award show.
Back-to-back festivals and concerts are helping the businesses grow around here. KXAN's Sarah Alshay speaks to some of those business owners and what it's doing to tourism here.
From South by Southwest to NASCAR at the Circuit of the Americas,
To move them both. Oh, yes.
the Texas Relays, and the Country Music Awards. This spring season, Austin is packed with back-to-back events. Visit Austin's communication director Wesley Lucas says it's one of the busiest times of the year.
We've got Kite Fest, the CMT Music Awards. The U.S. Women's National Team will be here playing Ireland at Q2 Stadium. We have MotoGP, the Texas Relays, and of course Hot Luck Fest in May.
And with all those events comes a boost to the local leisure and hospitality industry. Amber Warren with Workforce Solutions says it had the greatest regional job growth over the past year.
The leisure and hospitality industry added 13,400 jobs, which is a 13.4% growth.
The chicken fried chicken and the 3-meat plate.
Pascal Massad sees that growth firsthand. She's a manager and server here at the Green Mesquite off of South Lamar.
Well, we just had NASCAR last week, so that brought in quite a few people.
Massad says she'd like events to keep lining up because that hopefully means more customers dining in.
We're expecting quite a bit, so we're looking forward to it. So we're definitely setting up for extra business this weekend. Hopefully we'll meet some stars or something.
Sarah Alshah, KXAN News.
Thanks, Sarah. Workforce Solutions says the leisure and hospitality industry is definitely hiring right now, trying to keep up with all the demand.
And for some perspective on the hospitality job boom in Austin, the industry lost more than 62,000 jobs at the start of the pandemic. Recent data from the Austin Chamber of Commerce shows the city has regained 208% of those jobs lost. Last November, the industry peaked with 150,000 jobs.
The new bill to monitor the material in your kids' school library. Why some Texas librarians worry it could impose unnecessary restrictions.
And KXAN's Remarkable Women winner and the safe space she created for other women to help them on their recovery journey.
Welcome back, everyone. A Texas Senate committee continues to consider a new bill to monitor the material in your kids' school library.
This would increase oversight of the books on shelves, but some Texas librarians worry it could also impose unnecessary restrictions. It's Senate Bill 13 would require school districts to form school library advisory councils. They would be tasked with ensuring books adhere to, quote, local community values. The book would also require districts to notify parents of all the books their child checks out at the school library. We talked with one Central Texas school district that already created its own committee. It handles calls for banning some books that people find offensive. Administrators say it's difficult to accommodate every student, but they take the time to listen to every parent's concerns.
It's really challenging for schools. You know, we have parents with very different values and very different belief systems, and having, you know, the state come in and possibly decide, you know, what is or is not appropriate. It's just a challenge for us right now.
The bill's author says it's a way to improve transparency and standards in school libraries. High-profile murder trial in Austin continuing. Hear from the fiance of the victim on what happened the night of his death.
This KXAN News podcast is brought to you by Shelf Genie. I'm Rosie Newberry from KXAN Studio 512. Considering replacing your kitchen cabinets? Struggling to find or reach things? Go to shelfgenie.com/Austin. Shelf Genie designs custom pull-out shelves for your existing cabinets, adding convenience and value to the most used room in your home. Shelf Genie custom pull-out shelves, everything in reach.
Good morning, everyone. A live look from one of our many cameras all over Austin. We have Krista coming up in just the next few minutes with a look at your forecast, and Erica's back with your traffic in a bit. First, all month, KXAN has recognized the great contributions made by remarkable women in our community, and it's part of that initiative to honor the influence that women have had on public policies, social progress, and quality of life.
We now want you to meet our fourth finalist and our winner. Jennifer Sanders introduces us to Paula Mays of Marble Falls.
As the wind chimes sway softly in the breeze, you feel a sense of calm outside this home. Before we go inside, take a quick look at this sign. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love never fails. It embodies the mission of Open Door Recovery House in Marble Falls. Short messages of hope and reassurance are posted around the house, which really lay the foundation for the story.
If we would love and encourage each other, walk beside each other, and not judge, throw stones, this world would be such a better place, wouldn't it?
It's been Paula Mays' mission well before she started Open Door in 2010. It's a faith-based, sober living home, housing women for up to a year at no charge, all to help them on their recovery journey. To understand how it all started, we have to go back to the beginning of Paula's journey.
I was in South Dakota, and within a couple years, my mother married an abusive man, and my first memory is at 2 years old of being sexually assaulted. I was raped and beaten. I was locked in trunks of cars.
She said she had to learn how to survive inside and outside her home.
It was horrifying. I wasn't too sure about God, but I knew the devil, and I felt like I lived with him.
By the time she got older, she thought things would change, but they didn't.
I started looking for other substances to change the way I felt, just to be able to cope.
In 1999, she found herself in jail, looking at a 99-year prison term. She was married and divorced with 6 children at that time. She says coming to Texas separated her from drugs and alcohol. She started going to 12-step meetings, joined a church, and the kindness she experienced was life-changing.
I was able to rebuild with God, of course. Like I said, it's all him. It was truly amazing. His amazing grace, his power, his love.
She started serving in soup kitchens and at prisons and met 3 women struggling to reach sobriety. With no safe home or support system, death and jail became their only way out.
I thought, these women need a place to go. They need a safe place to be. Recovery's hard enough without all the external triggers and pressures and expectations and struggles, right? So, I think God brought it to my mind. It was a runaway shelter. Back when I was a teenager, there was a runaway shelter in the town I lived in.
That was her safe haven, something she wanted to create for other women. In that moment, she found her purpose, to carry the message of recovery and start Open Door. It started small with meetings in a church for a few years, and then it grew into this home.
We walk beside them, we encourage them. In their struggles, we walk through them with CPS, with probation, with parole.
And they have a very structured schedule, starting early with studies, chores, counseling, school, and work, all in addition to 17 hours of volunteering each week.
This is my home. It's my foundation. This is where I learned how to be a human.
It changed the trajectory of Alicia DeFranco's life.
I started using when I was 10 years old. By the time I was 17, I was a full-blown opiate heroin addict.
When she moved to Texas, she had lost custody of her children, and she'd been on the run.
I was so broken. I was so broken.
She ended up in a correctional facility in Uvalde when someone told her about Open Door. She wrote Paula, asking her to be a part of the program. Paula picked her up when she was released, took her out to eat, and then brought her here to Open Door.
It was so much relief, because I knew I got to stay sober even longer. I was expecting a rehab center. I walked in and I was greeted, and it's a home, and I mean, it was overwhelming. She went and showed me my bedroom. She took me to get clothes.
And she paid nothing.
I never had a need not met here.
Ending her journey at Open Door in 2018 and into a new life.
Paula told me, it's time. It's time, Alicia, you're gonna go be a mom.
She helped get her into an apartment, leading to her getting her daughters back.
I couldn't picture it. Okay, I absolutely couldn't picture it. I bought my first house a year ago, this past December. have financially supported my kids and I for 5 years.
What a miracle she is. There are so many miracles out there. They just need someone to walk beside them. Don't give up on your loved one who's struggling in addiction.
She's my hero. She's my motivator. She's my backbone. She is my foundation.
If you see any glory in my story, it's God. It's all Him. He does all the heavy lifting. I am so grateful that I survived, because by all accounts, I shouldn't have.
Wow. I'm telling you, you meet so many people here in our area that you would never think, meeting her, what an inspiring, life-changing person she is. And absolutely our winner of Remarkable Women.
What's wild to me is she has every right to be mad at the world, right, coming from that background. But she refuses to see the bad and is like, no, how can I help? How can I do more for girls who were in this position before?
I know, and helping so many other women who are in these awful situations. It's very inspiring.
Yeah,
bravo to Paula Mays.
Yeah. Yes. Let me show you what's going on with your forecast here. Clouds and radar not showing anything in the way of significant rain yet. It's possible we get a few pockets of drizzle. In fact, I ran into some of that sprinkles, a little mist on my way out the door this morning, so I wouldn't be surprised if you did either. But as far as the intensity of this rain, it's not going to be downpours. It's not going to be heavy showers. It's just going to be just enough raindrops falling from the sky to maybe put the wipers on once, and that's about it. 61 degrees currently. South-southeast winds 8 miles per hour. Those winds are going to get stronger through the day today. We're going with breezy conditions this afternoon of about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Your temperatures start in the 60s and finish up near 80 degrees. We've got a 20 to 30% chance of that light rain, drizzle, mist, sprinkle activity kind of on and off through the day. But clearly it's not going to hurt the warm up. We've got most of us in the upper 70s to low 80s. Very, very warm. In fact, warmer than what we had yesterday and warmer than average. As far as what's going to be up on top, clouds, and you can see high resolution model kind of picking up on those light rain chances. You'll notice it's not going to be rain all day, meaning not every hour, but kind of hitting this little spurts of that light rain through this afternoon. Now overnight the clouds stay. Once we get into tomorrow, we'll probably see a little bit of thinning late morning before the cold front comes in and drags in some of these showers and storms here along and east of I-35. So that's going to be for your Friday afternoon, early evening. Most of us dry, though, by the time we hit Friday night. Like I said, not anticipating a whole lot in the way of meaningful rain. Most of us just a few hundredths of an inch. Isolated pockets of a quarter of an inch to half an inch with the cold front tomorrow. So that, I think, is going to be few and far between, though. Just kind of depends on where those showers and storms set up as the front drags through the area tomorrow afternoon. That being said, everything looks dry for Kite Festival on Saturday. Your temperature is gorgeous, 60s to the 80s. But we've got some rain chances to watch for on Sunday. So Saturday will be my pick of the weekend. You'll notice the temperatures 80 degrees today. We're nearing 90 tomorrow. Record-tying warmth to finish the work week. Then we'll do it again next week. 90s Monday, Tuesday, ahead of our second cold front, bringing in some rain chances by middle of next week.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Good morning to you. Professional baseball opens up today and tomorrow in Texas, and tomorrow at the Dell Diamond. Round Rock Express will take on Albuquerque to open up their season. Rangers, of course, made a lot of moves in the offseason. They hope to be contenders. Maybe that means even more importance on the AAA club because they'll be going up and down with the Rangers. Like Sam Huff, he's got plenty of major league time, but he will start in Round Rock. The slugging catcher understands that while he wants to be in the big leagues, he can develop maybe a little bit more at this point with the Express.
Understanding what I need to do as a player, as a catcher, and as a hitter. I think preparation is big, going up, not playing a lot, probably not the best for my development, but also going down, coming here, learning what I need to do as a player, helping out the staff, preparation if it's game call, game planning. And then as a hitter, really understanding myself as a hitter to where I need to know where I'm more successful and what I need to cut down on during the off season, doing some of that, kind of just understanding what the foundation needs to be as a player.
This afternoon in Arlington, Texas Rangers get started. They will take on the defending National League champion Philadelphia Phillies. And tonight at Minute Maid Park, the Houston Astros will unveil their second World Series banner before they take the field against the White Sox. Certainly going to enjoy celebrating what they pulled off last fall, but a pro like Alex Bregman always looking to the future.
Oh, it's going to be very special. It's going to be nice to celebrate last year, but overall, this team's excited for this year. We're focused. We're looking forward to going out and hopefully winning a few ball games.
Yeah, they'll win a few more than a few. Longhorn baseball team on the road today. They open a series at Oklahoma State tomorrow evening. Texas riding that 15-game win streak. Back to you.
Thank you, Roger. A blood test could one day help identify brain injuries within minutes. The Food and Drug Administration approved the test that looks for 2 biomarkers in blood. Elevated levels are correlated with brain injuries. University of Texas at Austin researchers helped create the data that the FDA looked over.
It's, non-invasive. I mean, since senses, you just do a small blood draw within 24 hours of injury, and this could tell you exactly how severe the injury is and what might be the next steps in treatment and prognosis.
The maker of the blood test also plans to study the results on children.
Now, advocates for cancer research and care hope state lawmakers will expand access to life-saving cancer treatment. They're considering a bill to expand access to biomarker testing. That bill introduced just yesterday. It allows doctors to personalize a treatment plan to be more effective against someone's cancer.
Thanks for joining KXAN News today. You can also listen to KXAN News Nightly every weekday after 5:30 p.m. for in-depth coverage on what matters most to you.